Hey guys, welcome back. In last episode, we have constructed a voltage divider bias circuit for a N-JFET. In this episode, we will be extending that to a amplifier. Here is the rough sketch of the circuit that we are going to explore today. And you can see as I have marked this voltage divider bias, we have studied in last episode. We will be extending it to make it a amplifier, and the input will provide a small signal AC and the output will measure across a load. So that's what we will be roughly exploring today on this episode. So let me open the LTspice by double clicking it. And as I have clicked, you can see that here the dashboard has opened. I'll go to a new schematic icon here and click. You can see the workspace has been opened. Now we will save the file as N-JFET amplifier with voltage divider bias, and we will click save. You can see that at the top corner here, the name of the file is displayed. Here there are multiple components. Let me first put the N-JFET. So for that, I will go here and pick up the N-JF here and click to place it. I'll place it here, right click to vanish it. I'll zoom out a bit so that I can see the entire canvas here and I can place different components very easily. I'll hit R from the keyboard to place the resistances. So first I'll place one resistor here, and secondly I'll place another resistance here. As we have covered the voltage divider bias, you can identify the structure here. Let me put another resistor here and a resistor here. So there are 4 resistors in the voltage divider bias circuit. So here obviously there are 2 other resistances, that is a drain resistance and the gate resistance, apart from the voltage divider bias that is getting generated by these 2 resistors. In addition, for the output, we would need another resistor here. I'm just placing it here. Let me right click and vanish it. I think we are done here placing all the resistors. Now, what I'll need the voltage sources. For that, I'll hit V from the keyboard and this icon appears. I'll place a voltage source here in the input, and at the output here we'll place another. We need no more voltage sources in this circuit, so I'll right click to vanish it. Now the thing is remaining to connect the devices. For that, I will hit W from the keyboard. First, let me connect the ground line. I'll go here, click here, go right, go up to this point, go up and click to finish the ground line. Let me connect the resistor to the ground, do the same here, and here I do the same here. In between, let me connect these 2. Let me connect these 2 nodes. Similar way, let me connect these 2. Another thing is that I'll click here and let me connect this. Now I'll go click here, go a little bit up, go right, then at this point go down and click here. So I'll connect this to this and I'll right click. So you can see, let me zoom it out. You can see all the components here, and here I'll need a input capacitance to filter out the DC and to let the AC in. So for that I'll hit capacitor C. Let me rotate it by clicking Ctrl plus R, and here I'll place the capacitance. Similarly, at the output, I also need the DC to be filtered and only the AC to come out. So again here I will place another capacitor. I'll right click to vanish it. Now let me do the interconnection. I hit W from the keyboard. I'll go and go here and connect it. I'll click and connect it. I'll click here and connect it. I'll click here, go up to this point, bend downwards and connect it. I'll right click to vanish it. Now I'll place the ground here. I need to wear it to the ground line and I'm done. So I'll right click here. I'll save the circuit and here I'll need the net label. So here I'll type input. I'll click OK and here I'll click it. Let me right click to vanish it and here port type will be input. Okay, let me click OK and here I'll place another particular thing here. I click type output and I type output. I place it here. I right click to vanish it. Now you can see all the placeholders are there. I have to assign the value to all the placeholders. I'll right click the JFET, pick a new JFET here. You can see that 2N3819 is here. I'll pick it. I'll click save the circuit. Now for the resistances, this resistances, it will be R1 will be value is will give 0.2 megohm and R2 will be 330K. I'll click OK. So both are done. So let me rename this as RD, that is drain resistance, and this is as RS. So RD and RS. And here let me right click and give the value. So RD I'll give 2.2K. 2.2K here I'll give. And here I'll give 1.5K as RS. So we have the capacitance value have to be given here. Let me give 0.1 microfarad. Okay, and for the output capacitance here, let me give 10 microfarad. Now all the placeholders have received. Now let me rename this as R load. This is the load resistance and here the value will be 10 megohms. Let me save the file. What we are remaining here, we are remaining the voltage, that is the bias voltage. We give this VDD and we assign value 20 volt. So through this voltage divider circuit, you can see in this circuit that this particular voltage is getting divided by these two resistors. So this voltage divider circuit will provide the DC bias voltage here at the gate. And we have studied this in last episode. Just I am rephrasing this so that you can understand. Now it's time for us to assign the input voltage. Here I will right click. I'll go to advanced and here I will keep the DC offset value 0 and here I will give 0.1 as amplitude and frequency I will provide 1 kilohertz. Okay, so this sinusoidal small signal, because I am keeping the amplitude small, so it is a small signal source. Well, I will click OK to place it. You can see that the input is small signal. We have created the voltage divider bias to bias this JFET, as well as we have RD and RS for proper control of the current in the drain and source. Along with that, we have two capacitor placed, one as to filter out the DC part here and only the AC part to go into this, as well as we take a precautionary capacitance at the output, which will again filter out any DC component in the output, and we will measure the output across this particular load resistance. So here we have kept VDD at 20 volt. That's the circuit. Now let me check the SPICE syntax. For that I'll go to view and go to SPICE netlist, and here I will have the JFET. We have the resistance, first resistance, second resistance, we have drain resistance, we have source resistance, we have load resistance, and here we have voltage source, that is the small signal source, as well as the DC biasing voltage source. And we have two capacitors, input and output capacitors, to cut out any DC values from the amplifier. We have models and .lib file here. So our spice deck looks pretty much okay and we do not find any mistakes here. So I'll close this. I'll save the file. And now I have to add a analysis. For that, I'll go to the spice directive. I'll type .tran. I'll click OK and I'll place it here. I'll save it. I right click on the tran to bring up this particular dialog box. Let me give here 2 millisecond. Then in the next box, I'll give 0. And in the very next box, I'll give 10 microsecond. So you can see that our transient command is getting constructed here through the stop time of 2 milliseconds, start time 0, and time step is 10 microseconds. I'll click OK to place it. In addition, we have to give a .ic as because we are using the .tran analysis. I keep a .ic here because this .ic will initialize the DC operating points across the entire circuit. And after that, the transient analysis will happen so that we have the DC solution first and the transient solution through the AC signal at data stage so that everything works fine for this circuit. Now it's our time to run the simulation. For that, I'll go and click the run simulation button here. And you can see here the left hand side, the dialog box has opened. I'll click here. I'll click fit to screen. Here we will probe the input first. You can see I'll hit B from the keyboard. And at the next point, I'll probe the output. So here we can see if you check the levels here, this peak is at 100 millivolt. And if I draw a line here, it going up to 120 millivolt. We can see the slight increment in the amplitude here. And the experiment that we have successfully amplified the signal here, although the gain is a very little, not very huge. And we can see a phase shift here in the waveform. So amplitude and phase both are changing. To increase the amplification factor, you can play with multiple components in this circuit and see what the outcome comes out. So that you can see that this amplification range is going much more higher. That means this goes wider. And this is the beauty of the simulator like LTspice, where you can go and visually change the resistances like this, okay. And you can vary the sinusoidal wave amplitude also, see the different response. Or you can change its frequency to see another response. So this way you can vary the system to see the change in the response, okay, with respect to the input. So today we have successfully constructed one particular N-JFET amplifier circuit using the voltage divider bias for the biasing of the N-JFET, and we have seen the input-output correlation in the graph. So that's all, folks. Thank you for watching. And your task remain that you can go ahead and play with the components to increase the gain, that is the input and the output ratio. That is up to you. Go ahead and play with all the components and see how that can be done. Thank you very much for watching up to this point, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. In case you have some dislikes, put that as in words in the comment section down below. And bye for today.